this is a milestone for PC users. People spend a lot of time in front of their PCs. We have over 400 million users who sit down and use Windows every single day.
Gates chose New York for the U.S. launch of Windows XP, but that was just one part of a simultaneous worldwide launch, including major events in Seattle, London, England, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Cape Town, South Africa, and Sydney, Australia. But the New York launch was clearly the center of the XP universe. Mayor Rudolph Giuliani took part in the official launch, thanking Bill Gates for bringing the event to the Big Apple.
Hello folks, Stewie here with a tribute to Windows XP and Office 2003. As of today, the support for these two software has run out. My personal, experience with these two programs bring back a lot of memories as far back as my early IT study. Windows XP has been around for such a long time, up to 12 years, and many of us have used it. And it's been like, saying goodbye to an old friend, more likely. Office 2003 hasn't hardly been used for hardly nobody for a few years anyway. However, but Windows XP has survived for so long because Windows Vista had a bit of a bad start, and because of the issues initially, Windows Vista has actually gave Windows XP some more time, and the popularity of this operating system actually is still there, because actually if you go to the Windows installed base, Windows XP is still being used. Now you've got Windows 7 at the top, Windows XP on the second, after that Windows 8, and then Windows Vista. Windows Vista has always been at the start has always been a problem. It was until Service Pack 3 is when they solved all the issues with Windows Vista, but until then the damage was done, and then Windows 7 came along, and Windows 7 actually started the beginning of the end of Windows XP. But Windows XP has been around for Windows XP. My personal experience is overall a good operating system. It's good for older machines, but if you're not on the internet or rarely on the internet, why upgrade it? Because Windows XP can do most things anyway. But my tribute to Windows XP and Office 2003 is that most people like memories of most users of the last 12 years Windows XP. I remember Windows XP is Windows XP was built out of Windows 2000, built from the proven performance of Windows 2000. Windows XP was built from the code base Windows 2000. It is based on the Windows NT system. And also Windows XP was secure at the time. However, the security Windows and Windows Vista and Windows XP is not as much as Windows 7 and Windows 8. So if you can afford if you can afford Windows 7 or Windows 8, I would strongly recommend you should do it as of now, of today. because Windows XP will start losing the support of antivirus vendors as well, and you're going to have to upgrade Windows 7 as soon as you can. However, the system requirements of Windows 7 is not that much to Windows XP. So running XP now will be rather silly because of the not being supported by Microsoft, and plus all the software vendors for antivirus will actually drop Windows XP support as well, bit by bit. Of course, there'll be a few people like AVG and all that, but it's rather stupid because Microsoft is not writing service packs or updates Windows XP and Windows Office 2003. You know, you're more susceptible to attack if you run Windows XP. But those heavy computers are running XP on the internet, well, tough titty for that. So you don't have to run antivirus software. Maybe not update it. Maybe not to update it, but maybe from internal use like USB sticks. Or I wouldn't even want to use a USB stick on a non-supported operating system. You know, look, people, if you run Windows XP, don't use it. Even off the internet, you're more open to attack with viruses and spyware and malware, which is just as bad as running pirated copy of Windows XP anyway. You know, that was open to susceptible to attack in the first place. When no hackers put malware and spyware into that, disable and change some of the policies. You know, running unsupported Windows is just as bad as running pirated Windows anyway. However, Office 2007 is still being supported, even that version stays as numbered. Windows Vista is still supported, and it stays as numbered too. Hello? 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 No, not there at the moment. Oh, tomorrow, please. Tomorrow. Not here at the moment. Okay? When she gets home, I'll let you know. Okay? Oh, what is it then? Sorry about the telephone, folks. Yeah, where was I? Yes, Windows Vista still has the support for another couple of years. That goes until 2020. So, I will strongly recommend, if you got the money to upgrade Windows 7. However, if you don't, you can always switch to Windows Vista. But I don't think most Windows XP users will do that because all the bad publicity at the start of Windows Vista when Windows Vista came out. So I don't think die-hard Windows XP fans will do that. But however, I still reckon there will still be a few pockets of Windows XP systems out there just not connected to the internet. That's my view anyway. However, Office 2010 is the last version of Office to run Windows XP and Windows Vista. Because Office 2013 does not run on Windows Vista or XP at all. So you can't run those. So you can't run that newer version of Windows Office 2013. So that was actually the beginning of the end of Windows Vista as well. Windows Vista, in my opinion, was the worst operating system ever made since Windows ME. And that's probably the reason why Windows Vista survived for so long after 2005 or 2006, because Windows Vista was so bad. However, when I upgraded to Windows Vista and Windows XP, that was the worst mistake I ever did, because the system really slowed down. And at the time, it was a P4 PC. At the time, there was a reasonable spec for the day, reasonable specifications for the day. It was a Pentium 4 266 GHz. And updating from Windows XP to Windows Vista from Windows XP was the worst mistake I ever did. I wish I did not do that at the time. But however, new operating system, oh, I'll just jump in and just upgrade it. Just jump in. Worst mistake I ever did. I should have stuck to Windows XP. Anyway, in 2008, I upgraded to Core 2 Duo, and I had Windows Vista on that machine since it was built. It ran like crap, absolute crap, because Windows Vista took too many resources. Now, even with Service Pack 3, I still wouldn't touch it. So when you've got Service Pack 2 on it, or Service Pack 2 was released, Windows Vista, that solved all those problems. But however, the reputation of that operating system, Windows Vista, it actually really ruined it for Microsoft, real bad. And Windows Vista was a shocking operating system. Windows ME topped it. Windows ME was the worst one of the lot. The worst. All the reviews I saw Windows ME was the terrible, absolute terrible. But it was one that at the time it wanted to look like Windows 2000. No, at the time marketing. But it was crappy. It was a crap job. So that means you got all these versions of Windows that really stood the part. Here's the versions I've used. I thought it was good. 3.1, 95, Nokia SE, XP, 7 and 8. Windows 8, it takes a lot more to get used to. But the performance of Windows 8 to compare with Windows 7 even, actually better. So people who actually are die-hard Windows XP fans, Microsoft support for you people is finished, completely finished. Windows XP is still a proper operating system, but time has to move on. Time must move on. And Windows XP can go to the history of PCs. It's been the best operating system of all time. It actually has been the best operating system of all time. And I've actually used XP full time from 2003 to about 2006. Oh, sorry, 2006, yeah, 2006. Then I had Windows Vista for a few years, and then I had Windows 7. I actually, at that time, I had a Core 2 Duo PC at that time, and I could use 64-bit register on the processor chip. Now, as soon as I converted from 32-bit to 64-bit, the system basically unleashed. 32-bit operating system is a thing of the past in my view. But you have a good enough RAM and running 64-bit, Of course, there's 64-bit for Windows XP, but that was rather crap too. It was first attempt. However, Windows XP is the star of the show today, and I pay tribute to the best operating system, one of the best operating systems we've ever had in computing, and Windows XP is now in the history behind us, in history, the best operating system history of computing after DOS, Windows XP. And most people probably will miss XP, but Windows XP will take a while for it to get redeployed and upgrade Windows 7. Most businesses will upgrade Windows Vista now. I'm sorry, Windows XP now to Windows 7 Professional. And I reckon that's probably the best thing that the company can do. Never run unsupported operating system. Okay, I better not ramble on. Anyhow, today marks the day of ending of support Windows XP. Thank you XP for all the memories, and Office 2000 for all the memories there. We say goodbye XP today, and the support, we say goodbye to Windows XP today, and you have all served us well. Goodbye Windows XP.